Hi guys, it's Rachel, and today I will be showing you how to make some deliciously moist chocolate cake. This is a recipe by Tasty, and I am just trying it out to see if it is as good as they claim. Alright, let's dive in. We are first going to sift together our flour, cocoa powder, salt, baking soda, and baking powder. Moving on, we are now going to combine our liquid ingredients. So this includes 1.5 cups of stout, 1 tablespoon of espresso powder, and vanilla extract. The espresso powder will really richen up that chocolatey flavor, but don't worry, you won't taste any coffee. Now in a separate bowl, we're going to get started on the cake. So this includes whipping up a cup of butter and 1.5 cups of sugar until light and fluffy. It'll take several minutes, but once it reaches that point, you can go ahead and crack in 3 whole eggs, one at a time. Now this part's a little weird, but we are going to add half a cup of mayonnaise, and actually this really moistens up the cake a lot. So it sounds weird, but don't worry, you can't taste it at all, and it's way moister. Once the mayonnaise is incorporated, we are now going to alternate adding in our dry ingredients with our wet ingredients. So just continue alternating the 2 different mixtures until everything comes together and is super creamy and smooth. And to really ensure that chocolatey flavor is packed in, we're going to add some chopped dark chocolate. So go ahead and just fold that in with a spatula. Make sure you don't lose too much air as you're folding it. And then go ahead and divide the batter into 3 pans. I only have 2 here, so I had to wait for another cycle to load up the 3rd batch of cake mix. But bake that off at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for approximately 35 minutes. Alrighty, so in the meantime, we are going to start on our chocolate frosting. So we are going to start this off by blending together our butter and vanilla, and then adding in a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder and 2.5 cups of powdered sugar. So I did follow the Tasty recipe for the frosting, but I decided to cut the recipe in half because I'm not a huge frosting gal. I think cake is really good, but we overload it sometimes with just way too much frosting, so I just kind of cut the recipe in half. So once you do that, you just add in the milk, and the mixture should just come together a lot more smoothly. And now we can start assembling the cake. So go ahead and stack the 3 layers of cake together, making sure you have a thin layer of frosting in between each one. And then go ahead and just coat the exterior with a nice layer of frosting. Just make sure you clean it up with your offset spatula. And you can also top it off with fresh berries. I only had strawberries, but that was a really nice way to decorate the cake. I think one major distinction between my cake and the Tasty cake is that they used Dutch processed cocoa powder, and I actually think that is going to be what makes the cake a lot better and stronger. I just used Hershey's cocoa powder, which is what I had in my house, but in retrospect, I think the cake would have been even stronger if I had used Dutch processed cocoa powder. And also for the stout, I couldn't find a regular flavored stout, so I used cappuccino flavored, and that came through pretty strongly. So if you're gonna make this recipe, see if you can find a more basic regular stout. But I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. The cake is incredibly moist and delicious, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!